Phillip Bradley. Brad Bird is an American director, screenwriter, animator, producer and actor. Bird developed a love for the art of animation at an early age and was mentored by Milt Kahl, one of Disney's legendary 9 old men. He was part of one of the earliest graduating classes of the California Institute of the Arts alongside John Lasseter and Tim Burton. Afterwards, Bird worked as an animator for Disney and wrote the screenplay for Batteries Not Included. Bird served as a creative consultant on The Simpsons during its first 8 seasons, where he helped develop the show's animation style. Afterwards, Bird left to direct his first animated feature, Warner Bros.' The Iron Giant, which fared poorly at the box office but came to be regarded as a modern animated classic. He rejoined Lasseter at Pixar in 2000, where he would develop his second picture, The Incredibles, and third, Ratatouille. Both films place among Pixar's highest-grossing features and gave Bird Academy Award for Best Animated Feature wins and Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay nominations. In 2011, Bird transitioned to live-action filmmaking with Mission: Impossible Ghost Protocol, which became the highest-grossing of its franchise. He is currently directing Tomorrowland. Early life: Bird was born in Kalispell, Montana, the youngest of 4 children of Marjorie A. and Phillip Kahl Bird. His father worked in the propane business, and his grandfather, Francis Wesley Frank Bird, who was born in County Sligo, Ireland, was a president and chief executive of the Montana Power Company. On a tour of the Walt Disney Studios at Agia 11, he announced that someday he would become part of its animation team, and soon afterward began work on his own 15-minute animated short. Within 2 years, Bird had completed his animation, which impressed the cartoon company. By Agia 14, barely in high school, Bird was mentored by the animator Milt Kahl, one of Disney unregistered trademark's legendary 9 old men. Bird recalls Kahl's criticisms as ideal. Kahl would point out shortcomings by gently delivering thoughts on where Bird could improve. After graduating from Corvallis High School in Corvallis, Oregon in 1975, Bird took a 3-year break. He was then awarded a scholarship by Disney to attend California Institute of the Arts, where he met and befriended another future animator, Pixar co-founder and director John Lasseter. Career: upon graduating from the California Institute of the Arts, Bird began working for Disney. His tenure with Disney was brief, and he left the company shortly after working on The Fox and the Hound in 1981. He next worked on animated television series, with much shorter lead times. He was the creator of the Family Dog episode of Steven Spielberg's Amazing Stories. In addition, Bird co-wrote the screenplay for the live-action film Batteries Not Included. In 1989, Bird joined Klasky Csupo, where he helped to develop The Simpsons from 1-minute shorts on The Tracey Ullman Show into a series of half-hour programs. In 1990, he directed the episode Krusty Gets Busted, and co-directed the Season 3 episode Like Father, Like Clown. He served as an executive consultant for the show for its first 8 seasons. Also while at Klasky Csupo, he was one of the animators of the Rugrats pilot Tommy Pickles and The Great White Thing. He worked on several other animated television series, including The Critic and King of the Hill, before pitching Warner Bros. To write and direct the animated film The Iron Giant. Despite receiving near-universal acclaim from critics, it failed at the box office domestically, but grossed $103 million worldwide, making it at least a moderate box office success. The film impressed his old friend John Lasseter, founder of the computer animation pioneer Pixar. Bird pitched the idea for The Incredibles to Pixar. In the finished picture, Bird also provides the voice of costume designer Edna Mode. As an inside joke, the character Syndrome was based on Bird's likeness, and according to him, he did not realize the joke until the movie was too far into production to have it changed. The film became both a major critical and financial success. As a result, Bird won his first Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, and his screenplay was nominated for Best Original Screenplay. In the middle of 2005, Bird was asked by the Pixar management team to take over Ratatouille from its previous director Jan Pinkava. This change was announced in March 2006, during a presentation at a Disney shareholders meeting. The film was released in 2007. Like The Incredibles, the film was another critical and box office success. In January 2008, Ratatouille won the Best Animated Feature Award at the Golden Globes. It was also nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Animated Feature and Best Original Screenplay. On February 24, 2008, Ratatouille won Bird his second Academy Award for Best Animated Feature Film. Bird has spoken passionately about animation as an art form. When Bird and producer John Walker recorded the director's commentary for The Incredibles DVD, he jokingly offered to punch the next person that he heard call animation a genre instead of an art form. Bird believes animation can be used to tell any kind of story, drama or comedy, for an adult audience or children. Before he was sidetracked by Ratatouille, Bird began work on a film adaptation of James de Lissandro's novel 1906, which would be his first live-action project. In March 2008, Bird resumed work on the film, which is a co-production between Pixar and Warner Brothers. The novel, narrated by reporter Annalisa Passarelli, examines police officers battling corruption in the government that causes the 1906 San Francisco earthquake to turn into such a disaster. The script was co-written by John Logan. Blogger Jim Hill suggested the film has been on hold due to Disney/Pixar and Warner Brothers' nervousness over the projected $200 a million budget. In May 2010, with 1906 apparently still stalled, Bird signed on as the director of Mission: Impossible Ghost Protocol, produced by Tom Cruise and J.J. Abrams. The collaboration was suggested by Tom Cruise following the release of The Incredibles, and was created with the help of J.J. Abrams, who sent Bird a late-night text message saying mission. The film was an international hit, grossing almost $700 million. In May 2012, it was reported that Bird has been attached as the co-writer and director for Tomorrowland, whose screenplay will be co-written with Damon Lindelof. On March 18, 2014, it was announced that Bird is writing a sequel to The Incredibles. Filmography: feature film, television, music video, reception, critical, awards and nominations. In addition to his Academy Award, BAFTA Award and Saturn Award wins, Bird holds the record of the most Animation Annie Award wins with 8, winning both Best Directing and Best Writing for each of The Iron Giant, The Incredibles and Ratatouille, as well as Best Voice Acting for The Incredibles. His 8th Annie was the 2011 Winsor McCay Award for Lifetime Contribution to Animation. References. External links: Brad Bird at the Internet Movie Database, Brad Bird interview at IGN, DVD Talk, interview with Brad Bird about The Incredibles. Brad Bird premieres and discusses the development of The Incredibles with CalArts character animation program. Brad Bird interview, The Art of Making Pixar's Ratatouille interviews with Harley Jessup, Sharon Callahan and Brad Bird accompany an article on the making of the film. Brad Bird interview at blue-ray.com interview regarding the release of Ratatouille on Blu-ray.